Have you ever wondered how Japan explains the beginning of the universe? It's kinda crazy and starts similar to the Big Bang. Well, before life, it starts as a chaotic void. Some accounts explain it as a mass in the shape of an egg, sunken in silence. It's later described as a mass of particles that begins to expand and separate, the heavier particles remaining down low and the lighter particles floating up above. It describes these heavier particles down below creating Earth, and the higher particles that went up above creating Takamagahara, or the high plains of heaven in English. Along with Takamagahara, a plant was created that 3 gods were born from, described as Hitorigami, which means they were born without a partner or gender. They were the gods of creation and they immediately disappeared upon birth, never to be described again in Japan's history. At this point, the accounts of the story get a little bit different depending on which version you read. After these initial gods, 2 more are born in a similar fashion and also disappear. Following them, 7 more generations are born, 5 of which have a partner this time, the last of the 7 generations arguably being the most important. The 7 generations of gods that seemingly appeared out of nowhere are called Kamiyo Nanayo, and the last pair are called Izanagi and Izanami, and if you've seen Naruto, these sound familiar. Now it's a little weird to think about, but these pairs of gods, including Izanagi and Izanami, were described as sibling spouses. Izanagi and Izanami were then tasked with creating Japan. They went down to Earth and dipped a spear into its primordial seas, mixing it up and then taking it out. What dripped off of the spear eventually became the first island of Japan, Onogoroshima. That's an extremely godlike way to make an island, by the way. After creating Japan, they settled down and had a son called Kagutsuchi, who was the fire god, who actually killed Izanami upon his birth. Outraged, Izanagi killed his son, Kagutsuchi, in revenge for taking his wife's life. Izanagi then traveled to the underworld Yomi to find his wife, Izanami, and bring her back. Upon finding her, he found that she was a decrepit ghost version of her old self, and he said hell no and he ran away. After running away from his wife, he ran to a river to purify himself. Out of this purification process came several gods that are extremely important in the Shintoism religion, one of them being Amaterasu, or the sun goddess. Not to mention the gods that were already born from the killing of Kagutsuchi, or Izanami and Izanami's son, the fire god. This process basically explains the entire creation of the universe and of Japan, and especially all of the gods that are important in Shintoism religion. If you want to know more about this, you can read them in the very first books ever written in Japan, the Nihon Shoki and the Kojiki, both describing this entire story and the creation of the universe. And if you enjoyed the story and like learning about Japanese history, let me know in the comments what you guys thought and maybe some more ideas that I can make videos on, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Mata ne!